Hello and welcome to The Real Radio Show on UCFM 87.8, coming to you live from the University of Canberra on Ngunnawal land. I'm Alison.
And I'm James, and thank you for joining us for our penultimate. Yeah, second last show.
Second last one. Are you sad, James? What's the vibe? What's the feeling?
Vibes are a bit sad, yeah, because it's the second last show and it's my last semester at uni altogether. So I've only got...
Oh my God, you and Tia both. Wow. Well... It's all right, we'll keep the spirits high.
Yeah, we got a good show.
We can save our tears for next week. And I might cry, actually. Who knows?
No tears.
No, what? Crying is beautiful.
No one can see it on air.
No, but maybe they'll hear it, you know? I'll get some, crying sound effects, some, water, a rain sound effect.
I do love when we get sound effects up.
And if you're tuning in for the rest of the show, you'll hear a lot of them. We've really upped our production for our penultimate show.
Oh, yeah. And you'll hear us chat with Canberra Chill players Sarah Steinhardt and Alison Arnott to tell us about the new Hockey 1 season.
AJ has been chatting with singer-songwriter, visual artist and fashion designer Annie Hamilton.
Our quiz teen Tia is back to give our brains a workout.
And I have been sneaking around the campus today, finding out what UC's guilty pleasure songs are.
It's just after 4 p.m. and currently 20 degrees here in Belconnen. If you're listening, send us a message through to the show on our text line 0415 774405.
You can stay up to date with everything UCFM by following at UCFM_87.8. And if you're not already, tune in on iHeartRadio to listen to UCFM wherever you are. This is The Real Radio Show. Well, it is a busy time in the music industry. We've had a ton of new releases and more coming soon from Doja Cat, Daniel Caesar, Cardi B, Olivia Dean, FKA Twigs, and many, many more. James, do you have a favourite recent release or an exciting one that you're looking forward to?
There's nothing I'm really looking forward to. I can be pretty bad with keeping up with musicians I love.
Really?
I love hitting my Discover Weekly every week.
We know this.
And then I'll just be on Spotify and bang, it'll say, here's an artist you love. They just released a new album.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it was coming.
See, that's what happens to me. But then I follow the artist and then the next time in a few years, I get a notification. I'm like, wow, how exciting. I'm ready to go.
I like it. The way yours seems like a cool way too, but mine's like a random Christmas. I get a present just randomly. There's no build up to it.
But mine is like a random present with a little bit of prep in advance. I'm having a great time though. I've been listening to a lot of new albums, a lot of time just embracing the music. But today I headed out into the field to get a bit of an inside scoop on what people are listening to today. Would I be able to get you to say your name for me?
Bill Shorten, Vice-Chancellor of UC.
And Bill, do you have a guilty pleasure song that you really just love to dance to, get into?
Say a Little Prayer for Me.
Okay. Do you have a favourite dance move as well?
Many? Yeah, it's basically middle-aged dad shuffle.
Nice. Well, thank you very much. Have good coffee.
See ya.
Okay, I'm out in the fields and I'm joined by
Charlotte.
And Charlotte, what is your guilty pleasure song?
My guilty pleasure song is Hug Me by Pharrell Williams.
And if you could pick any artist, which artist do you think you'd be actual genuine good friends with?
I feel like I could get along with Joe, or people call him DJO. I don't know a lot of his music though, but yeah.
I could say that. You guys have a similar energy.
Thank you.
A similar vibe. It's
Joe,
a compliment.
Hit me up. Oh. As friends. I am joined by
Jacinta,
if you could listen to one music artist for the rest of your life, who would you pick?
one artist. This is a tricky question. Billie Eilish.
And do you have a favourite song or album by her?
When the Party's Over.
Good choice. I am joined here by...
English.
In English, do you have a music artist that you think you would be genuinely good friends with?
Alex Warren.
Okay.
Yeah. He's pretty popular right now.
I could say that for you.
Yeah. Because learning the guitar at the moment, so yeah, kind of like the vibe he has, and he's pretty chill.
Do you have like a song that you think is very overrated or one that's very underrated?
Probably say Benson Boone, Beautiful Things. It's kind of overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like the song, but I think it's overrated just a little.
What's an artist that you listen to that you think people wouldn't assume you listen to?
Well, funnily enough, I was going to say for my guilty pleasure song, Fame is a Gun by Addison Rae. I don't really listen to it either, but Fame is a Gun is pretty good, so I'll say her.
I'm joined here by
Lily.
And Lily, what music artist do you think you'd be good friends with?
Maybe like Phoebe Bridges. I feel like she'd be really chill.
I could say that for you. You guys have a similar energy, similar vibe. If you had to listen to one music artist for the rest of your life, who would you pick?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I think maybe Georges Brassens.
I've never heard of him. What kind of music does he have?
He's a French singer, and his music is usually very emotional and about love and friendship, that kind of thing.
And do you have a favourite song by him to recommend to everyone?
Les copains d'abord, my friends first.
I'll have to listen to it. I'm joined here with Emily
And Teresa.
and guys, what is your guilty pleasure song?
Oh, I know yours.
What is
Hummingbird Heartbeat by Katy Perry. Hummingbird Heartbeat Katy Perry is such a good song off of Teenage Dream. Just don't listen to the lyrics, listen to the song. The lyrics are so bad. You know what? Mine would also be Katy Perry, Dark Horse.
Such a good song, actually.
I don't even know if you can say that's guilty pleasure. But...
Nah, that's pleasure.
No, Katy Perry. Old Katy Perry is so good. Waking Up in Vegas, banger. Thinking of You, banger.
I'm joined here by...
Tobias Ostini.
Which artist would you genuinely be good friends with, do you think?
Oh, that's really hard. I think I could be like homies with like Bruno Mars, but also I think I'll be like a day one bestie with Leve.
I could say that for you. Day one besties uniting. And if you could listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would you pick?
The artist I listen to for the rest of my life would be the Whitlams.
Okay, good choice. I don't know who they are, but that sounds great. And Tobias, what's your guilty pleasure song?
My guilty pleasure song is You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift.
And did you want to sing a little bit of that for our listeners at home?
She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts, she's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers waiting for the day when you wake up and smile and find that what you're looking for, it's been here the whole time.
That was so beautiful. I thought it was the real thing. I thought Taylor was here with us.
So I just want to say, have you ever seen me and Taylor Swift in the same room together?
No, this is a conspiracy theory. Well, there we go, guys. Any guilty pleasure songs from... Tia's here as well.
Hello.
Hi, Tia.
Hello, I snuck in.
Hi.
Guilty pleasure songs. Ooh. I feel like, everyone was sort of on the money. Katy Perry. Not that Taylor Swift's a guilty pleasure for me. Everyone knows that. But
that's just pleasure.
It's just pleasure. I feel like some 80s, power ballads. If I'm home alone, blasting, what's it called? I was about to sing it, but no, not in this economy. I'm not going to sing.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
That's what I was trying to sing.
I knew you would
so
think
well.
that.
I don't mind a bit of Sabrina Carpenter as a
really?
pleasure. Yeah.
What's your favourite Sabrina Carpenter song?
Taste.
Wow. I would never have picked that.
See, guilty pleasure. One
good. That's
real tangent. I won't go too long on it, but me and my friend sat down one night and we watched her whole music video, how they're all connected, the story between it all.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun night, I gotta say.
Okay.
Two guys you'd never expect to do it either.
This is crazy. We've learned so much about each other.
Yeah, this semester's really revealed things about us all.
I know.
Tia is here now to
I am.
play a cool game. You're really sliding into the skid of your mistake from last week, aren't you?
I really am. I was like, I could leave this alone or I could bring it up another week. So here we are. So for those who were not listening last week, when I was doing the news, I had a little bit of a stumble whereby I got a bit of the stories confused. And James, you weren't here last week to hear what happened. So to catch you up to speed and to refresh your mind, Alison, this is what went down. And moving slowly when reversing out of the driveway. The ACT has I lied. A new ministerial direction has been issued for ACT policing. So yeah.
Sorry, I lied.
I lied. I just decided to throw that in there with my my news, which is very newsworthy.
We like the honesty though. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's refreshing for our current media climate.
For me to outwardly say I lie. The thing was though, that news story was real. I was just reading it too early. So it was me. I was lying in my order of the stories. It was a whole deep thing, guys. But anyways, I've decided to lean really into it, as you were saying, James. I'm going to put you both to the test. This is a new game I've created called Tia Lies. So all you have to do is figure out if I'm lying about a news headline or if it's real. If it's a false story, you'll hear this sound. Oh, sorry, I lied. Taken from last week. And if it's true, you'll hear this sound.
Here's Tia again with an update from the Owl newsroom.
Because I'm super professional, guys.
You are.
Shout out AJ as well. Thanks for voicing that from last week. All right, are you ready to play Tia Lies?
Oh, James and I have a really bad track record.
Yeah. I believe
always
in you
us
guys.
two.
I know. I feel like I'm always here, and it's okay. Here we go. I'm going to give it in my news voice as well to give you the full experience.
Thank you.
Okay. Researchers at a German university have created chewing gum and lollipops that can diagnose if people have the flu. Truth or lie?
Sounds really cool. I hope that's true.
I think it's sorry, I lied.
I'm going to go with true. It sounds like something German scientists would be doing.
That is actually, yeah.
James has it. It's true.
Here's Tia again with an update from the Owl newsroom.
There you go. So it's a new chewing gum and lollipops. They'll contain, here goes the science guys, it will contain a molecule called thymol, and if a patient consuming it has the flu, the active influenza virus releases a thymol, which will result in a flavouring in the patient's mouth. So if the person doesn't have the flu, they can't taste anything and they're like, it's just rubber or whatever it is they're chewing. So essentially, we're able to taste if you have the flu. It's kind of crazy.
That's cool. Good little change up on getting the lollipop after going to the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, the lollies are in the concept phase, but they're set to be developed for mass production over the next few years.
Oh my God,
I'm
excited.
And they were saying they can create different flavors as well for children to make it all like child friendly.
Well, I don't want to have to take one because that means that I might have the flu.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's super cool though. All right, next one. A spiderweb found in northern South America has set a new world record for being the largest recorded spiderweb.
I'm trying to think of how Tia would come up with this to be a lie.
I feel like South America has spiders, but I think Australia is like the best spider nation. So I think that if we had the biggest spiderweb, it would be here. So I think it's a lie.
I'm going to say lie as well.
It is a lie.
Yes,
sorry, I lied. It's so jarring to hear that. But Northern South America has the largest spiders. So I did some research to prepare for this question. So
wow.
Yeah, and I searched large spiders where, and it came up with awful photos and genuinely gave me chills. And I went, why did I do this to myself? Because I was sitting at home writing it and I could see a spiderweb outside. And I was like, yes, largest spiderweb. So
it's a bit of behind the scenes info.
Exactly. All right. You guys are doing pretty good. I'd say we're about halfway.
We're doing very good, thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. I actually lie. You guys are doing really good. All right. Singer-songwriter Paul McCartney has announced he will release a new single with old bandmate Ringo Starr.
No. Well, wait, aren't they dead? Question mark.
No, those two are still alive.
Oh,
the other two are dead.
I'm going to say true.
No, because here's the thing, like I am waiting for a One Direction reunion and they've said it will never happen, so therefore the Beatles will never reunite in my mind.
Well, these two have already come together for performances.
Have they?
Yeah, I think at the Grammys a couple of years ago they came together.
Well, I lied, guys.
But that wasn't a song release. But I can see this maybe being a trick where they're releasing an older song that they've done together. Some bands do that sometimes.
That's possible.
But I'm saying this is true.
It's a big fat lie.
It is a big fat lie. Oh, sorry, I lied. Yeah. So that one, you were on the same mindset as me, Alison, because here's the backstory stuff for every single story that I made up. I just watched the Louis Tomlinson music video for his new single Lemonade, and there's been all this discussion where he and his bandmate Zayn have announced they're doing like a little documentary thing going on, like this docu-series. I don't know, I haven't really seen it, but I was like, who could I pretend is doing something similar? So yes, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr are not releasing a new single together, but you know, you never know.
There's potential for One Direction.
Sure. Well, I mean, if Louis and Zayn are, that's half of all the living ones left. So
correct. That's sad.
Okay, here we go. Water buffaloes in Thailand have turned farm life into Fashion Week, swapping field work for the spotlight at the annual Water Buffalo Festival, including the Water Buffalo Beauty Pageant.
There's actually no way that's made up.
Yeah, that's too outrageous.
There's no way that's not. That's like your brain working. No offense. You have a great brain.
You're saying my brain couldn't come up with something like that?
No, I think you would come up with better things. Of course, naturally. That has to be true, right? somewhere.
Is that
in
what
the
you're saying,
world.
James?
I'm going to say true as well.
It is true. Good job, guys.
I really want the backstory on
Tell us
that.
more. Here again with an update from the Owl newsroom.
All right, so the pageant is part of the Buffalo Racing Festival, which celebrates the historic role of buffaloes in Thailand's agricultural production. And I couldn't find out why they do a beauty pageant, but some of the buffaloes apparently were wearing flower crowns and they pulled traditional carriages and raced each other. So I'm going to pull up the footage for you guys in the next song we have.
That. Yes, we will
But
be watching
that's
that.
a kind of fun little tidbit for you. Who
I
knew?
love that. That's a
I
good
know.
fact.
Out of all the animals and of all the things that they could do. Beauty
buffalo.
pageant.
Yeah, buffalo wouldn't be my first pick for a beauty
For a
gonna
beauty
ask
pageant.
you.
I know.
What would be your first pick?
Oh, now I'm on the spot. Definitely not buffalo.
I'd say like a parrot.
Oh,
There's some really pretty parrots.
I think a meerkat would like really.
Yeah,
They
they'd
would
give the
strike.
character. They
Yeah.
they knew what they had to do.
Yes.
All right, last one. Experts demand apology for COVID vaccine mandates to restore public health trust. It's a bit serious to finish it off, guys. Had to throw you.
James and I look very confused right now.
I'm going to say false on this. The government never admits that they were wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking false as well.
It is true. It's a true news story.
Oh no.
Here's Tia again with an update from the Owl newsroom.
So it's a new paper that's claiming vaccine mandates and a lack of transparency about safety have led to plummeting trust in public health around the world. They can only be saved by, and this is what they said, a long overdue apology, which I feel like is, I don't know where this has come from, but the author of the paper has urged government and medical bodies to publicly apologise to vaccine-injured patients, the public and whistleblowing doctors, arguing mandates have fueled distrust and conspiracy theories while reducing uptake of vital traditional vaccines.
Interesting. So what they need to do is say, "Oh, sorry, I lied."
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, this is what they need to do. Take a leaf out of Tia's book and go down that road.
Absolutely. Well, Tia, I think you may have a job. You can be their spokesperson.
Exactly. Guys, sorry, I lied. All right, well, I actually lied saying that was my last one. I have one more that I forgot about.
You're turning into
sorry,
Pinnochio.
I lied. This is really, I hope you save this for all other future episodes and shows that you do for this. Just pull it out. All right, here we go. A new study has found cats have appeared in more paintings over time compared to dogs.
This is wild.
This is a great study if this is real.
If it's true, yeah. I just don't know, like, who's getting enough funding to study this stuff, you know?
Well, there was all the Ig Nobel Prize
Exactly.
stuff. That was a lot of crazy. This seems like something
That's
they'd
true,
study.
Someone won an award for measuring the growth of their fingernails.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of.
was that university study or is this just like casual study?
But this is what the headline says. I can't
Sure.
divulge anything until
Sure.
after.
I'm going to say false because I can only think of paintings of dogs. Like the one of the dogs playing poker, that's like 5 dogs, and I can't think of any cat ones right now.
I feel like I can think of more cat ones than dog ones, which is both 0. I'm going to say false as well.
It is false. Oh, sorry, I lied.
Ending on a lying note, Tia.
I know, I had to. But
Is
yeah.
that a real study that they just found dogs were in it more? Or did
No,
you
I
just-
made that up. I was looking at my
wow.
dogs and I thought, yeah, I'll put this one in.
That's very creative.
Cat, dog person. I feel like you're a cat person, Alison. Are you a cat or a dog person? Or you're a neither?
I'm one with all animals and none.
Okay.
Yeah, I have good and bad experiences with both.
Interesting. All right, what about
Yeah.
you, James?
I both. I've got 2 dogs and 2 cats. So
This is crazy.
You
Wow.
have to be both. You can't
Yeah.
say that.
Well, I'm a dog person, so I'll be the outlier here. I'm very clearly one. But that was Tia Lies, the game show. Oh,
Tia
sorry,
Lies.
I lied. Just one more time for good fun there.
Have you been lying more since that happened here, since the incident?
Get me to reveal my secrets on air. No, I wouldn't say I've been lying more.
You've been more honest,
I've been more honest.
I don't know if I believe that. After all this.
Well,
And Tia's stuck around in the studio to give us a truthful
a very
news
truthful.
update.
No lies here.
No lies. Good afternoon from the Owl Newsroom. I'm Tia Priest-Willamott. Prosecutors have called for a jail term to be imposed over the theft of more than $300,000 from a Canberra childcare centre by its then director, Emma Morton. Morton pleaded guilty to 3 charges of defrauding the centre, each including multiple offences committed between March 2020 and February 2021. Morton will be sentenced in the ACT Supreme Court later this year. Overseas, where the death toll from flooding in Mexico's central region has risen to 64, with another 65 people missing, according to the Mexican government. The flooding came from torrential rains lashing parts of the country's Gulf Coast and central states last week after a tropical depression triggered landslides and floods. Authorities report that around 100,000 homes were damaged by the downpours and subsequent floods across the impacted states. Mexico's president told media on Monday evening that this intense rain was not expected to be of such magnitude. Several high-profile Australians have had their mobile phone numbers listed on a US website. The website, which users can trial for free, boasts about having the mobile numbers and emails of millions of professionals. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and opposition leader Susan Lee are among those impacted. Deputy PM Richard Marles said the government was aware of the website and had taken steps to address the numbers being on it. And research has found that singing could improve quality of life and reduce some symptoms for people living with lung disease. The claim coming after a 3-month research trial which included 101 participants. In sport, Australia has continued its unbeaten run at the Women's Cricket World Cup. The Aussie women's cricket team beat India by 3 wickets, setting a new record for the highest successful run chase in women's one-day cricket. Captain Alyssa Healy recorded her first century as skipper to help Australia over the line. A quick weather check, it's currently 21 degrees, clear skies tonight getting down to 3 degrees, a sunny day on the way tomorrow with a top of 26, and that's the latest from the Owl Newsroom.
Good to have an honest report.
No lies in that one, guys.
Tell us about this report on singing and helping out your life.
Absolutely. So it's the study, which was presented at the European Respiratory Society, had patients participate in a 1.5-hour online singing group once a week for 3 months. And so there were 101 participants. Half of them participated in singing and the other were provided with traditional care, so like inhaler therapy. And then at the end of the 3 months, they were given a questionnaire measuring the quality of life, and the singing group reported better outcomes than the control group. So the trial was led by Professor Natasha Smallwood from Monash Uni, and she said the results could be due to better control of breathing, social connections, or mood improvements. So a lot going on there. A reason to sing.
A reason to sing. Anyone want to crack out some tunes?
Moonbeam ice cream. Someone said that in your guilty pleasure song.
Yeah, I know. That's why I included it, because I knew that
you thought of me.
Yeah,
that song's followed me everywhere. Though I can't lie, I'm hearing it all the time now.
I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah,
because of that. In fact, one of the guys said that Benson Boone is not his artist anymore.
That's fair.
Overrated. This is really quite a change of conversation we've had, by the way.
I was staying quiet, so I didn't have to get asked to sing anything.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
Well, come on,
pull
James,
out a Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. But now we are going to keep on the theme of music and take a look. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to say that. I lied. We especially love celebrating local creatives. And we've had a lot on our show in the past few months. A lot of local artists, a lot of indie artists, etc. But AJ has been chatting with another Sydney-based artist.
Yes, AJ had a chat with Annie Hamilton, who's not only a talented musician, but also a designer and visual artist with a passion for sustainability.
I'm joined over the phone by Sydney-based musician, visual artist and fashion designer Annie Hamilton. Annie, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, AJ.
So right off the bat here at UCFM, we really love local music. You released your latest single, Song for Lily, in August. Can you tell me a little bit about what the song is about and how it came to be?
Yeah, I mean, I actually wrote Song for Lily for one of my best friends. And I probably wrote it a couple of years ago and never really expected to release it or to, record it. So I kind of wrote it for her, recorded a demo, sent it to her. That was that. And then I started kind of recording snippets of it and putting it on TikTok of me just sitting there playing the song. And every time I put one up, I had such a nice response. And so many people were messaging me and commenting, saying can you release this? And then I kind of just thought why not? I think I've always had this thing in my head, and I think it's a perfectionism thing of hoarding songs and not wanting to release it unless it's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. And then I was like, I love this song. Why not just release it? So
Exactly, why not? And I'm really glad you did. I really, really love that song. It's so awesome. And
Thank
I've been listening to your
you.
music for a really long time. Now, Song for Lily is one of many amazing songs that you've, released. I'm also curious about your song, Seven Stories Up. I know it's originally, I believe it's originally a single from your album, Stop and Smell the Lightning, which I love that album a lot as well. But it's also been remixed by Dream Journal. And you've also released it again as the prologue, tweaking the lyrics and instrumentation, which was really cool, and also keeping the melody and the chorus. My question for you is, what made you come back to the melody here? Like, how impactful do you think it is to revamp and rework previous projects like this one?
Do you know what? I actually saw Charlie XCX posting yesterday because it was the 1 year anniversary of Brat, and she did a post with like new remixes or whatever, saying like she doesn't ever see a song as being final. She sees it being as like a fluid thing that keeps evolving. And I've always felt the same thing. So like all of my songs, I feel like they exist in so many different forms. Like there's the version on the album, but if I play it live with my band, it might be a different arrangement. And then I can play it acoustic on a piano or a guitar, and it'll be like a different thing every time. And I just like the idea of reworking songs and collaborating and exploring the song, and not feeling like if I record a song and put it on an album and release it, therefore that closes the lid on it and it's like done, move on, next. And I think it also for me feeds into this feeling that I have with everything, like music and art and fashion. Like things don't get worse with age. Like if anything, they get better with age. And I think we have such an obsession in our like society now of like always wanting something new and the next shiny new thing. And I kind of think that it's important for me to remember that like everything that's old still has value, and you can reinterpret that and let it keep evolving if it wants to. If it's still like feeling inspiring and exciting to work on, then why not?
For sure. And I really love what you did with it, changing all the instrumentation, but keeping the roots of it all. Do you think that you'd do another remake of this song, or maybe some other songs that you
Honestly,
have?
I could just keep on going. Funnily enough, I have another remix of one of the other Stop and Smell the Lightning songs coming out in 2 weeks.
Okay, an exclusive here. You see if I'm exclusive.
Yeah, I haven't even like announced it yet. I'm so excited. It's such a good remix. It's like disco dancey. I'm so excited. So
I'm there.
I'll definitely be sending you that. It's out in a couple of weeks, and yeah.
Well, you've been releasing solo music for a long time, but before this, you were in a band, which is how I actually found you. By the way, what made you take the leap to solo music? Would you go back to being in a band again, or are you really on the solo train right now?
Oh my God, that was like leaving that band was such a hard decision because I loved the band. So the band was called Little May. I loved being in that band so much. I played lead guitar and I sung kind of backing vocals and harmonies. And it basically just got to a point where I had started writing all of my own songs, and I had this vision for how I wanted them to sound. And it was like, I just got so excited about these songs, but they just didn't fit with what the band was doing, like sonically and even time-wise. It just like, I couldn't make them into Little May songs. And I remember one of the other girls in Little May one day saying like, they're awesome, they're just like not Little May. And I was like, I think you're right. So I made the like really tough decision to leave the band and start my solo project. But I mean, I love doing my own things so much. I think I love having the creative vision and doing everything I can to see it through. So like working on the actual song and then all the visuals and the videos and everything that goes along with it. To me, it's like building this whole world and this whole kind of universe that my music lives in. So I find with my solo project, I can really like delve a lot deeper into that. But I would totally join another band. I think I'll never stop doing my solo thing because that's just me. But I would join another band as well, of course.
Maybe something in the future. Got to put a bookmark in that one, pin it up. For sure. I think there's definitely a lot of freedom that comes with being a solo artist, for sure, I reckon. But outside of being a musician, you're also doing brilliant work as a fashion designer. You've described your clothing line as a reaction to fast fashion, which I found really interesting, with a big focus on ethical and sustainable production. Can you tell me a bit about your reaction to fast fashion? What does that mean to you?
I mean, I've always made my own clothes and just like loved creating stuff, whether it's upcycling old things from Vinnie's or making stuff from scratch or like designing prints for my clothes. And I don't know, the whole fast fashion world makes me feel sick, honestly. Like the amount of clothes that people consume, it's so unnecessary, but it's almost like we've been marketed to and brainwashed into thinking like we need something new. Like every time we go out and every time there's an event and every season we need to buy the new like it shoes or whatever. And I think that's complete bullshit. It's so unsustainable. The majority of these fast fashion brands that are selling clothes for like $3 are made in the most unethical conditions by vast majority women in factories who are not being paid fairly or treated well. And I think like the average person who is going shopping and might buy a top for like $5, they're like, oh, a top for $5, great, buy it, wear it once, chuck it, who cares? But like if you're buying a top for $5, it means someone has been exploited in that process, all for you to just have something that you might wear once and not care about. So when I started my clothing label, I kind of was like, if I'm going to make a product and sell it, for my values and my ethics, I can't be cutting corners and not paying people fairly and doing things that are like environmentally terrible. I decided to start this clothing range as just like a really small scale. Like the goal is not for me to like sell heaps and make $1 billion. The goal is just like creative expression and creating stuff that people would want to wear and love. It's very small scale, but I kind of love that. It's like, I never feel like I'm in a rush. I never feel any sense of pressure of like, I need a new design out by like this month. It's just like when things are ready, I release them. And
I mean, you're saying it's on a small scale, but you're doing such big things with them. I mean, you've created pieces for Bajera's Aria's performance in 2023. Lily and Grace from City Band Clues was one of them. And Mitski was really awesome too, wearing one of your pieces on stage. Yes. So what was the experience, designing these pieces? How did you feel, seeing them up on stage?
The outfit I did for Bajera for the Arias was so cool because I think the brief they gave me was like Beyonce, like bling denim. And I wanted to like upcycle vintage pieces. We found some vintage denim and then I dyed it and then I covered it in rhinestones and then I kind of cut it up and reattach pieces with this like crystal rope. I love like seeing the construction in a garment and seeing how it was made and raw edges and the kind of mess that typical clothing normally it would be on the inside would be hidden. So yeah, I wanted to kind of have like pull apart this denim and rework it and then just present it as that. And the coolest part about that was when I gave it to Budge, he said that it was like his favorite stage outfit he'd ever had.
Wow, what compliment!
Which is so cool. He's so cool. So yeah, that was so cool. So yeah, I love doing that.
Talking about performance and visuals, it's such a big part of being a musician. I want to ask you, how have you integrated your work as a designer into your own music and your own performances? Are you wearing stuff that you've made, or do you have your band wearing stuff you've made?
I mean, I have my giant glittery bat wings that I wear.
Awesome.
That I wear for most gigs, unless the stage is too small. A 2-meter wingspan. I make all my own stage outfits or outfits for like my music videos and photos and stuff. And I love like getting really theatrical with it and treating it as like a costume. Because then when I'm performing, I feel almost like I take on this character and it's like adds to the performance. And like I'm obsessed with bats. If you look at any of my work or my merch or anything, there's just like bats everywhere. So like my bat wings are probably my favorite thing ever that I've made.
It's very Halloween of you. Yeah, good month for it too.
Love Halloween.
Social media is something that I wanted to talk to you about as well. I think it's shaping up to be the place where artists like you can promote their work and connect with the audiences. But on TikTok, I've been seeing that you've been posting about your music and design, and I really love. I've been following on there as well. You've also had a couple of TikToks reach over 1 million views, which is something really interesting. One of them is a chicken eating a spider. Very interesting one. But the other one is a story time about you helping a man get to a hospital and receiving an opal from Lightning Bridge in return. What was your reaction to these viral videos? What was the response to your music after these things went viral?
Do you know what? It's so interesting. I've gone viral, like, as you said, a lot of times for things unrelated to my music. Quite a few of my story times have gone viral that are like never anything to do with my music, because I kind of think on TikTok, if you like sit down and if I'm like, okay, I want to do something about like promoting my music, I'll tell a story about like how I recorded the song. It just feels forced and it like flops. Whereas if I one day I'm like, oh my God, this crazy thing happened to me, I feel like telling this story, and I just like pull out TikTok and go blah 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 blah, blah, like, and they're the ones that go viral. So I actually like can't plan it. I mean, interestingly, also my theory is like, I don't think any of those videos have had any effect on my music. My theory with TikTok and using it to get my music out there now is that I can post and be like, hey, like, here's my song. And if 300 people see it, great. That's 300 people who wouldn't have otherwise seen it. And maybe like those people actually be people who care about music and who are interested and who might go stream it or come to a show.
I think it definitely connects like an artist to a listener though. I think learning all these stories is so much fun. I'm like, this person who makes music also has a fun story to share. So, hey, I guess that's got a purpose as well. Now, I do have a question about that story about the lovely man who gave you the opal. Are you still in contact with him? Have you heard from him since?
We write each other letters. Like,
oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Once a year.
It's like having a little pen pal. Beautiful.
Yeah, so you've actually reminded me, I'm probably due to post him a letter.
You've done a lot of shows. You've toured around Australia and beyond, outside of Australia as well, performing your music. And your last show was at the Pleasure Club in Newtown. Love that venue a lot. What has been the most memorable performance that you've done?
It's not what you would expect. When I was in Munich on tour like a year and a bit ago, a girl had messaged me saying that she lived in oh my God, what's the country called? I want to say Transylvania. Romania. I'm like, is that a made-up country? Is that where vampires live? She lives in Romania, which might as well also be where vampires are from.
Okay, I did Google it. Transylvania is a real place in Romania.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
And she messaged me beforehand saying that she was flying from Romania to Munich that day to watch the gig. Like, she was a fan and she was literally flying into a different country by herself to come to our gig. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is amazing. And then the day of the gig, she DM'd me on Instagram and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sad. There's a storm and my flight is delayed. I'm going to land now at 10 p.m. And I was like, we're on at 10 p.m. So like, you're going to miss it. And she was just like, I'm devastated. And she had already only booked the flight for that night. She was flying out at like 10 a.m. the next morning.
Oh my gosh.
She was like, I'm still going to come because I've already paid for it at the airport. But like, I'm going to land at 10 p.m., go to bed, wake up and go back to the airport and fly out. We had a spare bed in our accommodation. So I was like, why don't you just come from the airport to our hotel? You can just come stay with us and we'll hang out. You know, like, at least like come have a sleepover. After the gig, we loaded out. We go to our hotel. She came from the airport, got there at like perfect timing, exactly the same time. And then everyone else in the band was just like brushing their teeth and getting ready for bed. And I sat on the floor of the hotel room and played her like a few songs on acoustic. And she just sat on the bed and it was so beautiful. And like she cried.
So special.
And everyone cried. And it was like my favorite gig of all time because it was just so special. And she'd flown from a different country and then missed the gig. So I was like, okay, you're getting a private gig and you're having a slumber party and you're staying in our hotel room. So yeah, it was so special. I think that's probably my favorite gig of all time.
Oh, I love that. That's such a cool experience. Very lucky person too. Very, very cool. It's been a couple of months since you last performed a show now. You've had a bit of a break. Any plans on future gigs? Maybe a tour? Would you do a pit stop in Canberra next time? I'm here, I'm waiting.
I need to do
Which is a rare thing for people to say. Who says they love Canberra?
Honestly, I like one of my best friends lives in Canberra, so I come down all the time and I love Canberra. It's the best. But I haven't played a proper show in Canberra for years. So definitely on the next tour, I 100% need to plan one, even if it's like in someone's garage. I mean, I've got a couple of songs out in the next few months and then I have been working on a new album. So that'll be next year.
Hey, super excited. And UC Refectory is calling your name right here on the UC campus. We're ready for you.
I've got a few shows around Australia in the next few months, just one-off things, but
yes, and we'll keep an eye out for that. For those wanting to keep up to date with everything that you're putting out, where can they find you? On Instagram, TikTok, website?
Yeah, it's just on Instagram. It's probably the best. It's Annie Hamilton, but without the O. Someone stole that. And then obviously TikTok, it's just Annie Hamilton. Please help me go viral for something other than my story time.
And the chickens. Don't forget the chickens.
Help my one of something music related go viral. Oh my God. I'm pretty like unhinged on the old social media. Overshare a little. So
Why not? Why not?
I'm also on Substack now, which I love. If you go to my website or whatever, you can find my Substack, and I've been writing a lot.
I believe that's Annie-Hamilton.com. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm on it. Well, thank you very, very much, Annie, for chatting with me today. Check out the Song for Lily, and all of Annie's amazing music, clothing, and art. And I hope to see you at Canberra soon.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Good afternoon from the Owl Newsroom. I'm Tia Priest-Willamot. Madagascar's president has fled the country on a French plane amid widespread protests. The leader of the opposition in parliament has reportedly said the president left the country on Sunday. In an address to the nation broadcast on Facebook late on Monday, the president said he had moved to a safe location to protect his own life and that he would not allow Madagascar to be destroyed. The youth-led protests have seen parts of the military turn against the government. Back here in Australia, authorities have renewed search efforts for missing South Australian 4-year-old Gus Lamont. More than 80 Australian Defence Force personnel have joined local authorities in a new 2-day search across a broader area this week. Medical experts have advised there is little hope of finding Gus alive. The child disappeared from his family's home in rural South Australia on the 27th of September this year. In Melbourne, a man has been arrested after he allegedly assaulted a worker, then carjacked 2 vehicles in the city's west and inner north. It's alleged he pointed a gun at 2 bystanders before he was dramatically arrested this morning. The 48-year-old man is being treated in hospital for injuries he sustained during the arrest and will be interviewed by police. The government has announced it will seek to establish a 40% tax rate for superannuation balances over $10 million held by about 8,000 Australians. The move is a new change to its proposed superannuation tax policy, which still needs to pass Parliament. The government had initially proposed for the new tax rates to apply to unrealised capital gains. However, it will now only apply to released earnings. The changes are set to come into effect in July next year, if passed by Parliament. Australia's e-safety commissioner says her team has taken Roblox to task over its risk of exposing children to harm. However, she's warned that the online gaming platform may not be included in the upcoming social media ban. Julie Inman-Grant made the comments following an ABC report revealing children had been exposed to child sex abuse material and extremist content on Roblox. The social media ban will be implemented in December this year, but it is still unclear as to which platforms will be included in the ban. The ABC reporting that some parents have called for Roblox to be included in the ban. However, Ms. Inman-Grant said the law only allows the ban to target platforms whose sole or significant purpose is social interaction. The hottest place in the world this week was recorded in Australia. On Monday, the remote Pilbara station Marty recorded 43.5 degrees Celsius, making it the hottest spot on the planet for the day, according to an online world temperature site. Australian towns took out 10 of the top 15 spots. And Melbourne CBD will be full of screams this week. Locals are invited to unleash their most unhinged screams for the chance to score a spot as an extra in an upcoming Australian horror film. In sport, in the AFL, former Collingwood coach Nathan Buckley is back into coaching, being announced as a new assistant coach at Geelong. Buckley had spent several years as a football analyst in the media after leaving Collingwood at the end of 2021. And Cape Verde has become the second smallest country ever by population to qualify for the Men's FIFA World Cup after beating Eswatini 3-0. Iceland was the smallest country by population in 2018. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be held in the US, Canada and Mexico in June and July next year. A quick weather check. It's currently 21 degrees. Clear skies tonight, getting down to 3 degrees. A sunny day on the way tomorrow with a top of 26. And that's the latest from the Owl Newsroom.
Our last ever news broadcast from
Guys.
the studio. Oh, it's part of history, guys. Well, would you ever go to Melbourne to scream?
Not to scream. I love Melbourne, but I'm not going specifically for a scream.
But if you just saw on like outside the booth right now, would you give it a go?
I'd probably give it a go, yeah.
Yeah.
How soundproof do we think it is?
That's what I don't know, but it's called a Scream to Win booth, and they say your best blood-curdling shriek could land you a horror film role. So 16th to 19th of October in Melbourne CBD. It's a free experience and you just go in and scream, and whoever has the screamiest scream gets to be part of this film.
I want to know what the film is now.
I know,
find
well,
out before.
it's apparently an upcoming Australian horror film, so
But like, what's the vibe?
I don't know.
What's
They
the type of
haven't
horror?
told
Like,
me.
ah.
Yeah. What scream do you need? But yeah. So sorry, James. You were
I was
gonna
just say, I wonder what their credit is going to be at the end of the movie. Like Scream
Screamer.
to win
So
winner.
true.
Yeah. what are they going to be? Well,
Scream Queen.
Scream Queen,
Yeah.
Scream Queen, King, Scream,
Scream.
non-binary. Who knows? You
Yeah.
never know. Scream ruler, you could say. So yes, whoever wins will win travel, accommodation, and 2 days on set for the film production. Other standout performers will take home spot prizes for their spine-tingling efforts.
Oh, spine tingling.
And
I want to
guys,
go. Let's fly down and scream.
Alison, you're pretty lucky because they have online entries that opened in September and are open until the 2nd of November. So if you record your blood-curdling scream and send it in, you could be flying somewhere for this film.
And you know what? We have some great mics that we're using right
We
now.
do.
A
Shame we're not.
soundproof
And we're about to go to a song. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of time.
Well, that's a little fun. I saw that this morning and thought, that's crazy. Like, can you imagine if it's not a super soundproof booth and you're just trying to walk to work and you've had like a crazy morning and then there's just this like scream in the background? I'd drop my coffee. Well, not, I don't drink coffee. I'd drop my tea. That'd be worse.
Drop your matcha tea.
I'd drop my
That's
matcha.
$10 down the drain.
Exactly. All for this scream.
But James, in that break, did you feel a bit of a chill? I'm feeling it. Are you?
I'm hearing it. Now that you've said it, it's one of those things when you say chill, I almost get it. Like if someone says yawn, I'll start yawning.
Yeah, I'm feeling colder. I actually might be. Maybe I'm next to the AC vent. I have moved to my seat. Well, last week we were lucky enough to speak with UC Caps player Tage Morell, and we are continuing the Canberra sports theme this week.
Joining us in the studio are Sarah Steinhardt and Alice Arnott from the Canberra Chill. Thank you both for coming into the studio to chat with us.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
First off, can you just tell us what the Canberra Chill are for people that might not have heard of you before?
So the Canberra Chill, so we're part of like the Premier Hockey League of Australia. So it's the Australian Hockey League, or Hockey One as it's now called. And it's kind of our turn on what the big bash of what we're trying to do really is, trying to capitalise hockey and make that into in our state premiership and make that into a bigger thing, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. And maybe a little bit of an odd question to start. I don't know if you'll have the answer, but when I tell people about the Canberra Chill, the response I always get is, shouldn't that be the name of the ice hockey team?
That's what I said today. Sorry, guys.
Is that something that you two hear a lot? Or is this the first time bringing this up?
I mean, I haven't heard it, but I'm coming from Perth, so this is pretty cold for me anyway. So I feel like the Canberra Chill is quite fitting.
Yeah, I think I had someone actually ask me that earlier this week, and they were like, "Oh, isn't it shouldn't that be ice hockey?" And it's like, well, we're out there in winter training, and it gets pretty damn cold.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fitting for Canberra. It does get pretty cold, especially compared to Perth.
Freezing. Yeah.
But also, like, we're chill, we're relaxed, you know? Like, Canberra chilling out.
Yeah, that too.
Well, Sarah, what got you into playing... Sorry, I was like one of you two as Sarah.
50-50.
What got you into playing hockey in the first place, and specifically a goalkeeper role?
I started playing hockey because my family's in hockey, so I actually came to hockey in a pram.
Wow, since day one.
Yeah, was just brought along to it. My older sisters started playing and my mum used to play. And then, so I've been playing since about 4 years old. Wow. And then my older sister's team needed a goalkeeper, and I was only 8 and up against a bunch of 13-year-olds, and Mum was like, "Oh, she's around.
She's all right. She'll be right."
Yeah, kitted me up, and I couldn't even fit in the gear back then. I couldn't walk in it. They had to like carry me out and run me out there. But
do you actually like the gear? By the way, I watched a hockey game, my friend's game, a few weeks ago, and I just saw the goalkeeper like fully padded up, just kind of standing at the end of the field, and I was like, "Damn, must be rough out there."
Yeah, like I love it. Like I love the challenge of it. Like it's a bit different. Bit crazy, I suppose, to say let's go stand in front of the ball.
Yeah.
But I do wear all the protective stuff.
Good.
So, but it's really good. I love it.
How long does it take you to take it on and off?
It depends on the day, I think, but only like 5 minutes, like to put it on, like not too long.
Easy.
You're saying only 5 minutes as opposed to just lacing up your boots and putting your shin pads on and that sort of thing. Alice, is it the same for you that you were a hockey player from day one, or was it a different journey?
I mean, I've been a hockey player for a long time. I think I started when I was in primary school, but started as a runner, and then just kind of realised pretty early on that individual sport wasn't for me, and picked up a hockey stick because my friends were doing it, and have played ever since pretty much. So a little bit of a different journey. My parents aren't hockey players. My mum still doesn't really know the rules of hockey. But yeah, we all love it.
And as for your striker role, was that because you wanted to be as far away from getting hit with the ball?
No, I just love bullying them. Yeah, no.
That's definitely the end I'd prefer to be at.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. Get all the glory.
You do the hitting, you don't be the hitter.
Yeah.
The one hitted. What?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you guys have 6 regular season games this season, which isn't a ton, and unfortunately there was an unlucky defeat to start off the season. But how important is it to start a season well, in terms of mentality and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I know that there is only 6 games, but it does span over a long time. We have one each week. So it is technically a long season in that regard. So, we did have a tough loss against New South Wales on the weekend, but we have a whole week now to prepare for our next game against Perth, in Perth. And then after that one, we'll regroup and we'll do the same for the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, although it sounds like a short season, it does end up being quite long, and there's plenty of time to prepare for each game.
And you're saying you're from Perth, right? Is it going to be weird, like going back and seeing familiar faces possibly?
Well, I'm originally from New South Wales, actually.
Oh, well,
so,
there you go.
the New South Wales game was a little bit like that. But I live in Perth to be a part of the Hockey Roos program, so that's where we're based. So yeah, a lot of us will be going back there and
saying hi.
Yeah, saying hi to everyone.
And for the last 2 seasons, the Canberra Chills boasted the largest membership base, over 1,000 the last 2 seasons. Have you noticed the difference playing in Canberra with that crowd compared to the crowds around Australia in the competition?
Yeah, I think like in Canberra we have a really supportive hockey community, and I think everyone really gets around it. I suppose when you go away, you do kind of feel the advantage that the home team does get. And so when we are at home with such a large crowd, you can really feel it, especially in those really tight games. And I know as it does start to get towards the end of the season and we have those big crowds, it really does help us and bolster us and support us over the line.
And if you were talking to someone who's on the fence about coming to see a Canberra Chill game, what would you tell them to get them down to Lyneham?
Oh, I would tell them that hockey is a really interesting sport to watch. The difficult level of difficulty in hockey is something that I feel is quite unmatched. I may be a bit biased, but just the level of skill and talent that all the players in the Hockey One League have is so impressive, and it's just a really exciting game to watch, I would say. So yeah, I think if you're interested in looking at a new sport, something that is fun and exciting and challenging, I think you should come down and watch the Canberra Chill.
Awesome.
And Sarah, you're originally from Queensland, I believe, and you're from New South Wales. When you came to Canberra to pursue your hockey careers, what's your favourite and least favourite thing about this city?
Well, I mean, I've already mentioned the cold. I don't like that. Favourite is probably the crowd. Like seeing, I think we broke the record of the most attending just at last weekend's game.
Wow.
So seeing the support around the Canberra Chill is pretty awesome.
Good answer.
I would say like my favourite thing is like kind of how close everything is, and it does kind of give us that advantage. Like most of the time, grow up in Queensland, it was, I grew up in Toowoomba, which is in central Queensland, but then we have to go and train in Brisbane. So you're travelling 2-3 hours to just go and train throughout the week. Whereas in Canberra, most people are only about 20 minutes away, if that. So it makes it really easy for us to actually be together as a group.
Do you have a least favourite thing besides the cold?
I think the little state mentality. I think as a group we've kind of come together to try and overcome that little state. Like we use our advantages and we can overcome that. Just because we're from a smaller state doesn't really mean it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's like an underdog thing, but you're actually secretly the best, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, I love that the things you hate about Canberra are something we can't control and something that's sort of a good thing that you're trying to get past. Doing Canberra proud by saying that. Talking of proudest moments, can each of you give me your favourite moment, maybe for the Canberra Chill or maybe for another hockey team that you've been playing for? Alice, I know you've represented the Hockey Roos, so maybe something there.
Yeah, I would say probably playing my first game at the Olympics last year was pretty special. Stepping out on the field and singing the national anthem, looking at my parents in the crowd, looking at the coaches, the staff, everyone that kind of got me to that point was a pretty special one. I haven't yet played for the Chill, so I can't compare it to that yet, but yeah, hopefully I'll get that experience soon as well.
And I would probably say my debut for the Chill in 2023, it was in Adelaide, and we won in shootouts, and so as a goalkeeper on debut, we went to a draw and we ended up winning, and it was kind of just a bit of an unreal feeling to kind of do that for the team, and it was a little bit of a turning point in the season for us, and we started getting those points and ended up getting a silver medal that year. So
couldn't write the script better than for your first game.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sarah and Alice, for joining us in the studio. Canberra Chill away this weekend, but then back home the next one. Is that right, at Lynham?
Yeah, against Brisbane.
Yeah, so make sure if you're on the fence and we've convinced you, get down there, support the Chill, biggest supported team in the league. Let's keep that going this year and next season. Thank you very much for joining us.
Now we're going to be switching gears a little bit. James, Tia, who's also here.
Yes,
hi.
hello.
Again, are you guys coffee, tea, or matcha, or other?
I'm tea.
Really?
Yeah, don't like coffee.
The surprise in Alison's
I've surprised you
voice.
so much. You're picturing me drinking tea and listening to Sabrina Carpenter.
That's why I was thinking you were like an espresso shot in the
Yeah,
morning.
you give espresso shot vibes.
Or like a long black.
No, espresso shot. Maybe that's the Sabrina Carpenter coming in though again. That's
No, I don't like the taste, the smell. Coffee,
Okay.
yeah, it's not really
I
for me.
respect this. What's your favourite tea?
My favorite, just English breakfast.
Good choice, good choice. Strong or regular?
Yeah, strong.
Very
Very
good.
nice.
Okay, Tia.
I'm probably, I have to say true to my heart and be a tea person as well. I'm a newly found matcha person, but I'm tea through and through. I
I'm
have so
also
many.
tea.
Oh, this is
Three
so fun of us.
teas.
3 teas.
3 tea arts. Well, I actually am. I'm a very big matcha enthusiast. Although, if anyone ever gets to try it, hojicha, which is like roasted green tea turned into a drink, is way better in my opinion. It tastes like Milo and honey.
Oh, that's a good sell.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
a great sell.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting some recommendations from matcha places because I'm an enthusiast, a curator. And I heard about Good Neighbour Cafe, which is in Kingston, that has the reputation as one of the best places to get a matcha in Canberra. So I gave it a little bit of a visit to see if it's really as good as it seems.
Hello, radio people. I am currently sitting by the lake in Kingston, and I'm about to try Good Neighbour for the very first time. For those wondering, Good Neighbour is claimed as one of the best matcha spots in all of Canberra, and as a matcha enthusiast, a matcha lover, I'm so excited about this, and I'm very excited to try it and see how it goes. So let's go inside and buy a matcha. Okay, so the inside of Good Neighbour is absolutely gorgeous. There are like a green couch in the back corner, which I'm loving. Great interior design for those interested. And good vibes. Also quite busy for a cafe at like 2:30 in the afternoon. They're about to close. But I was not expecting such a turnout, so I guess there must be a sign that something is good here. Menu-wise though, they have an iced matcha bar. I'm seeing strawberry cloud matcha, coconut matcha cloud, pistachio cloud matcha, double matcha cloud, as well as an iced strawberry, rose lychee, blueberry, and mango matcha. That is 8 different types of matcha for those paying attention. So impressive. Probably the best matcha variety that I've ever seen, ? And I've been around. I have experience in this domain at my ripe age, so I'm excited about this. I think I'm gonna go with, I don't know if I should try a coconut matcha cloud, but I don't know what a matcha cloud is, and I don't know if I'm feeling coconut today. I'm not nutty enough, so I'm gonna try an iced rose lychee matcha, because lychee is my favorite fruit. So I'm hoping for the best. I've never heard of rose or lychee in a matcha. I've done a couple of strawberry, I've done a few blueberry, but this is exciting. It's $10, so like a fair price for a drink, but I feel like matcha pricing is in its own ballpark, so I'll let it slide. It's a Friday afternoon, treat yourself. That's the message of today. Or if you're listening to this, happy Tuesday live. Go treat yourself with a matcha or a coffee or a whatever suits your palate. You know what I mean? All right, let's go buy one and then try it. Okay, I have been staring at the cafe worker making my drink. It was absolutely a beautiful sight to witness. She placed the rose lychee mixture in the bottom. It is like a really beautiful, soft, light pink, milk going on top, then matcha. A fantastic sight to witness. If anyone's seen coffee pouring videos, matcha pouring videos, then you know, you get it. So 10 out of 10 for visuals, for art. But now it is time to try. There are also little rose petals on top, which I am a fan on. Actually, I don't know if they're rose petals, they're purple flowers that are dried. But it's a cute vibe. It's really quite the colourful drink, the colourful journey, and there are other people getting their matchas today, which I love to see out here in Kingston. So I guess we're just going to go in for a little taste test, see how she is. Let me try the rose lychee mixture on the bottom, see how it goes. Okay. You know what? I'm a fan. I'm an instant fan. I'll be surprised not at all. This was very hard to mess up. It's kind of like an instant win drink with two of my favorite things combined. But the lychee mixture is nice. It's not, actually no, it is very sweet. But I'm a sweet tooth, so I don't know if I can be a fair judge. But I'm enjoying it. I like the flavors. There's a really nice balance of rose and lychee, if that's what you're curious about. Now I'm going to try the matcha itself. This is a real test of character. And you know what? That is solid. That is some good stuff right there. I am a big fan. It's quality matcha. You can tell it's bright green. It tastes very strong for matcha, which is very important. For those who don't know, I will educate you very quickly with my minimal matcha knowledge. A light green matcha is generally a cheaper, lower quality matcha. Still fine if you just want a little bit of flavor, but not the good stuff, not the real stuff. Real ceremonial grade matcha is what we love to see. It should be bright green. It should produce a bright green drink. And I also saw them using the little sieve, so they were creating it in the appropriate techniques, which I thoroughly approve of. Yeah, the color is gorgeous. The taste is strong, beautiful, earthy matcha goodness. Now I'm going to try them together. Let me shake up my drink and see how that goes. Okay. It's a little tricky to stir because the lychee mixture is kind of solidy, if that's a word. But together, beautiful combination. I absolutely will be coming back. Will my bank account thank me for that? Only time will tell. So yeah, this is Alison Tries Matcha, specifically Good Neighbor Matcha. Would definitely recommend. We'll need to try the other flavors, and also their food also looked great. So 10 out of 10 guys. Hop on down. Not sponsored, but I'm a fan.
Well, that's all we have for this week. That was my little matcha side quest.
It's made me want matcha. I haven't had matcha in a while.
We should go together, guys. Come on.
Or we should have a tea party. We're saying that next week. Tea party.
Yeah, tea party, English breakfast, milk. You can choose to put in sugar. James loves sugar in his tea. That's what we found out.
You're saying that like it's a slight on me.
No. It's very interesting.
You're a purist tea drinker. No unadulterated tea.
I use milk, oat milk.
Oat milk and tea.
I have oat milk and tea if it's in my fridge.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I won't get anyone's tea takes. I'm a relatively new tea drinker. So.
No, I thoroughly support and respect whatever tea decisions you have. Well, we've had a great show this week. Thank you to all of our guests, Annie Hamilton, Sarah Steinhardt, and Alice Arnott from the Canberra Chill.
And thanks to Tia for your lying or not.
You're very welcome. I promise never to lie again unless it's for the game show.
And shout out to all of our Vox popping people who I got to harass today. No, I asked them nicely. it was not harassment.
It was please, please, please.
Yeah.
A little Sabrina Carpenter reference for you there, James.
I got it. You don't have to tell me. Make sure to follow our socials at UCFM_87.8.
We will be back again next Tuesday for our final ever show of the year and our final show as your hosts. The show will be continuing.
Yes,
next year.
don't stress. You can still tune in on Tuesdays.
I know, but like
won't
really,
be us.
Yeah, it won't be us.
Never is good.
You can cry with us, bring your tissues, send them in.
Yeah, send in your teas for our tea party next week.
Yes.
We're having a big lineup. Big names are coming.
Big names are coming.
Watch the socials. What are the socials for those who want to stay on it all?
Once again, at UCFM_87.8. And you can catch up with all past episodes of this show and all other UCFM shows on our website, ucfm.com.au, or listen to the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts.
For the second last time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.